We know that the real estate market is hectic right now. There are a lot of headlines out there and a lot of people making money off those headlines just to scare you. We thought we'd simplify everything, bring in an expert who has helped about 150 families thus far get into a home this year. So he can give us a level-headed perspective on what's really happening in the market. Let's bring in Omar. Well, welcome back.
We're back.
I know, so good to talk to you. Okay, I hear you have all the answers for me today.
I hope so.
All right, so my first question is, there are a lot of families right now on the fence. They don't know if they should purchase or if they should continue to rent. I know families in my life who thought really the interest rates were gonna come down and they haven't. What would you say to a family who's just completely on the fence when it comes to purchasing a home?
Well, I think the truth is that we're going to pay to live somewhere, right? So I like to say you're either gonna spend money or you're going to invest money. Spending money is paying someone else's mortgage, rent. Investing is investing in your own mortgage. So that's number one, right? You're gonna pay to live somewhere. Number two is, I would say, let's focus on what's permanent and what's temporary. Permanent being the purchase price that the market is demanding at the moment are very aggressive purchase prices, right? And what's temporary is the rate. We know that rates fluctuate, rates go up, rates come down. Now, I will say that the Feds just recently communicated that at the moment they're gonna pause on raising rates. So that means that rates either will probably stay the same or come down. Now, that's a good thing. However, I just don't think that it's the greatest thing for someone who doesn't own a home now. If rates do decline, that means that several thousand more families are now going to qualify, which means that there is going to be more competition. And that's something that we really need to consider, because I don't believe that the market is going to demand aggressive purchase prices, aggressive concessions if the competition now grows. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. In a nutshell, basically what you're saying is if families qualify now, they're gonna face a lot less competition today than they would down the road.
Absolutely. And not only that, but they're able to take advantage of the purchase prices now. They're able to take advantage of the aggressive concessions that the builders are offering, because as we know, when the market gets hot again and people are buying more than they are now, the builders, the sellers are no longer going to feel pressured to offer such aggressive purchase prices. I mean, why would they if so many people are now qualified to buy due to the interest rates declining?
Right, absolutely. I hear you throwing around the word concessions. Can you just explain to me and our viewers, what does that mean? What are the builders doing?
So basically, builders are offering these concessions that give the client cash to buy the rate down, cover closing costs, pay some debt off, making it so much easier, so much affordable for the client to get into the house and putting money in their pocket.
So you're talking about builders and what they're offering, and I know you do loans for both.
I do.
Yeah, so resale and new construction homes. Talk to me a little bit about what the difference is between the two.
Personally, in this current market, I sincerely believe that it's definitely a new build market. And that's only because the aggressive concessions, right, that the builders are offering do not compare to what a seller would on the resale. There's no way that a seller on the resale side is gonna offer $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in concessions, because it doesn't make sense. They don't have those margins, right? Now, on the new build, it gives you more buying power, because you could buy down your interest rate and you could get a house that's almost $100,000 more on the new build side versus on the resale, because the difference in rates.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It kind of seems like it's a no-brainer right now in this market.
It is, and I think sometimes we're responsible to make sure that we educate the clients, right? And again, I do loans for both resale and new build. However, I just find it that it just seems more affordable. It allows the client to come in with just their down payment, or if they're a veteran, with no cash to closing, because the concessions have essentially taken care of other needs on that side.
Yeah, just more bang for your buck.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a new house.
So just to shift gears a little bit, I know that you get creative with financing.
Sure, we have to.
Yeah, super
Sure,
fun.
we have to.
So I know there's the typical loans, you got the conventional, the FHA, those are the ones that people oftentimes see, correct?
Sure.
But you tend to, I've even heard you talk about 401ks. Can you explain to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, 401ks are what we've been taught are accounts that are set up for retirement, right? I think sometimes we forget that setting ourselves up for retirement is something that we start doing now. We don't have to wait till we're 65 and plus to set ourselves up, right? And one of those ways is doing a 401k loan. A 401k loan essentially allows you to borrow money against your own cash, which would not be counted against you for debt to income reasons, okay? You could then take those funds, you could pay off debt, you could pay down revolving credit cards, which would help your credit score go up. And the interest that you pay when you pay back that loan is not paid to a bank, but rather to your own 401k.
Right.
So I think a lot of times, when we think about the 401k, we also have to remember that you are not penalized to take those funds out if it's for a home buying purpose. And I think that so many times that will set us up for success because now we limit the debt that we were paying, right? And now we could set ourselves up with a affordable monthly payment, and the money that's being paid back is being paid back to your own investment.
Yeah, that's clever.
Absolutely. And I think this is why it is so important to make an appointment with an expert, right? Because this is what we live. We look at the market every day. We look at what ways we could get creative to set you up for success, right? So allow us to just do different scenarios. It doesn't cost the client anything, but put it together a game plan on what makes most sense.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing that we can do is wait. You don't want to wait because I want to make sure that you're the first person in line for this sale.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So if somebody wants to get in contact with you, is there a phone number they can call?
Sure. The number is here. You can call me whenever you'd like. We have a team that could get with you, connect with you, tailor your needs to what best fits you, and essentially set you up for what's best for you and your family.
Perfect. Thank you so much for chatting with
It's
us
always
today.
a pleasure.
You had all the answers. And for any of you who have questions for us out there, leave them in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
Absolutely.